So we are here at Trent HQ in Shropshire, and today we're super excited to give you an updated tour of Trudi so you can see exactly what we're going to be living in for the next 2 years. So if you are new to our channel, we are Chris and Marianne from the UK. We are planning to leave in January 2020 to drive all the way around the world in our van Trudy. And the challenge we've set ourselves is to see if we can visit every country in the world before we die, or die trying, in either our van or with a backpack. So if you're new to our channel, make sure you click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our crazy upcoming adventures.
As a YouTuber, we have lots of people contact us and tell us and recommend videos that we should watch when we come up against different issues and quandaries. And one video that was recommended to me was about a woman who lives in a van with her snake. Right back at you. I have a sheep. I live in a van with my sheep. Yes, there are a few more little tweaks that we're going to be doing, but we thought we'd show you how well she's doing so far. We've had lots of messages asking about Trudy and what she actually looks like inside. So we're really excited to show you our little tiny home. To the cab of Trudy, and I thought it'd be exciting to share the front of Trudy. I just wanted to share with you how we've got it set up, because obviously we spend a lot of time here. So I tend to do the driving, and I have a cup holder here. And
why do you do most of the driving?
I think it's because A, I love driving. B, I might be considered a little bit of a control freak. C, I actually get lost in a car park, can't navigate my way out of a car park, don't know my left and my right, get always confused. I don't know if that happens to you. People say, but you're right with your right. That doesn't help me when I'm making split decisions. So Chris does all the navigating, even the TomTom. I don't listen to the TomTom. So he actually navigates me and gets me to the right place. And also because Chris does all of A, the filming, and B, all the editing. He does all the editing, 8 hours per video.
It's true. She does get lost and I do all the filming, which is why she does most of the driving.
So yeah, when it needs navigation, I do the driving, but the rest of the time, in the UK, for example, Chris will do the driving. So I thought I'd share our cab from right to left to just give you an idea of what we carry in the front, because every storage aspect is really super important. So in each door we have a triangle. We also have, in my side of the van, we have our first aid kit, we have our Alco blowy things, what are they called?
Breathalyzers.
Breathalyzers in there as well. We also have our light adapters for the front lights and our yellow jacket. It's really important to carry a high-vis jacket for every country. We also have down here our drinks bottles. We have one of those in each door because it's really good to be hydrated, and we'll get to the water sterilisation later. So we also have on both sides, we have these blackout screens that come across, and you can put those up. They've got poppers there, so they go across there. We also have this screen at the front that is blackout, and also it also reflects as well. That just comes over the top there, and it reflects the sunlight as well. But at this time of the year in the winter, it can get quite chilly. So what we've done is we've invested into these screens. They reflect, and they are also quilted, so you keep the thermal heat in, you keep the heat in. But one thing on all the reviews it said about these suction cups weren't very good. and unfortunately they were right. But fortunately we hold them on properly. One or two of them work, but we hold them on with these curtains here on the side. We tuck them in, and also we hold the main front one on behind that screen as well. So for us it's not really an issue, but if you're buying them, consider that. On that fact of having the screens, a top tip, I've bought some of these clips here. They're really handy. They've actually got little holes as well, so you can hook them on as well. And also when this screen goes up, I've got another one over here, which is actually the end of an old coat hanger. I try and recycle everything. It was broken, but I thought if I broke the ends off, I still use those, so that's quite handy as well. And we have our lizard here that we got in South Africa, that is one of the items that we brought with us. We tend to have all our cables and things here for charging our phone and our TomTom as we go. I also have like bracelets and things like that that people have given me along the way. We also have in this cab area a reversing camera, and for anybody who is thinking about going from a car to a van, these are just absolutely brilliant. You can really tuck in tightly, it's perfect.
And if you're anything like me, I am not the best at reversing, and so the camera really does help me. The last thing you want to do is hit anything that's behind you, and going from a motorbike to this van is quite a big difference in size.
Obviously we do a lot of traveling and we need a lot of maps, so Chris tends to store the maps up here that he's using, and we've got the GPS if we need it as well. And then also under the front seat we have the chocks and also the steering lock. It's just to hand, and it's really good and really useful to use every little bit of storage.
So another thing here on the dashboard is the connection to the solar panels. So we put in this connection which allows us to plug in a solar panel, put it on the dashboard, which goes straight to the engine battery. So that's great for trickle charging, or if we end up with a flat battery, a flat engine battery. So another addition we've put in the front cab here is we've put some deadbolts on the doors. So when we are parked up, when we sleep, it just gives that little bit of added security. So one of the things that we were concerned a little bit about is that some of the areas have got really bad roads. And although we're not planning to drive at night, we've installed these spotlights at the front of the van to help us light up the dark roads to avoid any potholes. A little bit of extra lighting that we've got. And the great thing is the engine doesn't need to be on for them to power up. And the lights are turned on from a small switch which we've installed on the dashboard. So in the glove compartment in the front we keep all of the LPG adapters which you need to fill up as you drive to different countries, and also our sat nav. In some countries it's law that you have to carry a fire extinguisher, and check the expiry date on the extinguishers. So we've put a new extinguisher in the van ready for the big trip, but we've also kept the old one just as a backup for emergencies, which is in my door.
And the other good thing about these two chairs in the cab is the chairs turn round, and that was one of the great features of Trudy. This, just turning these two chairs round, creates this enormous space. She says enormous, but for us it's an enormous space where we can actually socialise, and we've had people around for dinner. It's been really nice. So we love these two spinning chairs.
And the good thing about this table is that it actually comes off to create a bigger, more spacious area, dining area, and the table actually fits on a bracket outside, so when you're eating outside you have a dining room table. Amazing. So if the ground's uneven, it's really easy, just put a little block of wood, which we've got for the jacks anyway, and it evens out the table. The table also drops down to the lower bracket and actually does make a small bed, which is great for kids, or in fact one of our sons slept on it, so it's good for emergency sleepovers. Probably not the most comfortable bed in the world, but serves a purpose.
Under the table area as well, there are a couple of little storage hatches as well that are really, really good. And in here we store the step and also muddy boots and things like that. When we come in, we just store them down there because it's easy to clean it out afterwards. And the other one, we just store bits and pieces. I can't even remember if there's anything in this one yet. Nope.
We haven't packed that one yet.
That one's empty. Ready for packing actually. And we'll do a whole pack list when we finally pack the van, and also get everything out and show everything as we do it. So on the bench seat, it's actually the perfect storage place for the water tank. They've put the water tank here. It carries about 70 litres of water, 75 litres of water. And also we chose this model because we've got 2 extra seat belts. Yes. So we tend to pick up hitchhikers and anybody, family or friends, we invite them around to join us on our travels. Chris always kneels on this cushion to get to this storage.
When the table's there.
When the table's there, so he's duffed the lid.
Whoops.
So I've taken one of the shelves off out of the cupboard and I just put that over the top to protect it. We've also got the 2 extra seat belts that I just tuck behind the cushions, just to keep it out of the way really and keep it nice and tidy. So yeah, that's where our water tank is.
So another thing that's really important for us is having sufficient charging points. So we've put some extra charging points around the van, and there's a couple here. Now these ones are permanently wired up, so they're permanently on even if the electrics is off. And then we've got other ones in the van, which I'll show you a little bit later in the video, which the power has to be on. But really handy, because I sit here and work at the table, to have these chargers at arm's reach.
We also use lots of bits of Velcro around the van. It's very handy for tying cables out of the way. So just on the side of the where the table is, we actually have these Velcro straps, and it just means we can pull things out of the way when we're working.
And the last thing you want is a cable hitting a drink that's near your computer, because I've already done that before, and that's why all the cables are tied neatly back in the corner.
It also stops things flapping about, including our salt and pepper. Although we bought Trudy already made with this beautiful upholstery, we've actually decided she looks well with it. It works for Trudy and her colour scheme. But when we were choosing about little extra homely feels that we wanted to bring with us from our home, I've got this bunting my sister Sue gave me, and it was in a bag, you know, looked after, like a precious gift that you should never get out except for special occasions. But this life is a special occasion, so now we've got loads of bunting around the van, so as Chris shows the camera around, you'll probably see more of this bunting. I also have other chickens as well, which I'm just going to go off camera to get. We have 2 of these my friend Jenny gave me as well to hang on my Christmas tree, and as we don't have a Christmas tree, they're just with us forever. We also have some B solar lights, and as we drive along, here is the little solar panel charger piece that we just wedge in the window, and that way at night when we're just relaxing, we can put the solar lights on, and it's really lovely and peaceful and calm just before bedtime. So that's really, really nice.
So a lot of people have asked me, because I am 6'3" or 1m88 ish, I think it is, and can I stand in the van? Well, I can, but I have to be near the roof hatch, and we're lucky that there's 2 roof hatches. But if I stand here, no, I can't stand. Trudy has really good storage. There's a huge storage area here behind me, which we keep a solar panel, we keep some of my tech in there. the tripod. It's just a really good place, and we tend to store things in baskets so that they're easier to pull out, and it kind of helps keep related things together, because believe it or not, even in a van that's 6 meters long, we still lose things. There's also great storage here above the window. So in one, we keep all of our cables and bits and pieces in bags here. So in the one here on the right hand side, we tend to keep the Tread the Globe keeping contact cards and stickers. So we also have a flag printed on a sticker of every country in the world. So as we visit them, they're going on the van.
As I said before, we've got the curtains that go down the side windows of the van, but we're also, for insulation purposes and privacy purposes, we're going to be putting like a net curtain rail across here, and I'm going to look for some thermal blackout blind material and create some kind of curtain that goes across here. So this is our wardrobe, and it's not all of our clothes. We do have a duffel bag under the bed for seasonal clothes. So now we've got all our winter woolly warmy stuff out in here, and then we have a bag with all our summer clothes under the bed. So let me show you what we've got out for the moment. So those are my clothes there, and that's Chris's clothes there. I've got a jumper actually that's on the bed that would normally fit in this area here. And then over here we've got kitchen utensils, and we've also got some t-shirts that we sell from the van in here as well, and a washing up bowl and some tea towels, and we also keep our chopping boards in here as well.
So we have a decent sized fridge here in the van, and it works either off the LPG gas. When you're driving, it's also powered by the alternator, or if you're plugged into the mains, then you can also work it off the mains. But that's an essential thing if you're living in your van, is having a good fridge. We're probably going to get a 12-volt cool box as well, just in case we run out of LPG, but we'll share more on that once we've chosen one. So just inside the door in this little cupboard here is where all of our leisure batteries are. We've got 2 leisure batteries in there. They're not lithium, they're standard leisure batteries, and we haven't had any problems whatsoever with power so far, fingers crossed.
We have 2 roof lights in Trudy. This is the original one. She's really old, and we're very gentle with her because some of the plastic bits have gone, and we've been told it's quite tricky to get a replacement, so we're very, very gentle with her. But we have blackout blinds for all of the windows, as I demonstrate here. But we also have net curtain. This is our new one, it's so cool. So we have net curtains and blackout blinds on all of our windows. And we recently found out from Martin at Be Smart Leisure, who we've been doing some work with, that this window actually, not only does it open, as I demonstrate here, gently, but actually in an emergency, it's on a slider, so you can actually slide the whole unit across to escape. So if we get snowed in, I'm looking
it would have to be deep snow.
Watching Chris try and get out of this window.
So as Marianne said, all of the windows have mosquito nets, which you can see here behind me, and also for a good night's sleep, awesome blackout blinds, and it also keeps the heat out on a really hot sunny day and helps insulate the van on a cold day. So that's really, really cool. We've also put, you may have seen on a previous video, we've put new arms on all of the windows because they were getting stuck. And there's nothing worse than having your windows stuck out. So that's really great. And they all work really good now. Don't they, love?
They're awesome. We have 2 of these little storage pockets that match the fabric of the van that are dotted around, one at the front and one back by the bedroom. And if anybody's wondering why Chris has a ruler, it's so when he draws his spreadsheets.
That's not true.
But we also have a spirit level, which is perfect for when we park up. We also have a torch that's magnetic that sits on the van as well, which is really cool. The only problem is it's got batteries, and we're looking at a 12-volt battery charger to charge our batteries. but we might be showing something new on a video that we've been talking to a guy about. So yeah, and we have a couple of pens and a couple of cards. So if you find us on the road and you want a sticker, then do ask, because we have stickers and cards to give out. Trudy also has an awning which is on the side of the van, so we store the awning handle mechanism here, and we'll show you that when we go outside.
So we've got 2 gas rings and a sink in Trudy, which is all you need. And amazingly, because I do most of the cooking, there is a hatch beautifully positioned so I can stand up. There you go. Must have been planned specifically for me.
More chicken bunting. And what else do we have here?
We have a Chris.
We have a Chris.
So for those of you that were wondering, can I actually fit on the bed as a 6'3" man? The answer is yes, I can. I can actually lie flat on this bed, and I still have space at the top and the bottom. So for me, that was really essential when we bought this van. So Trudy has a fixed bed. And for us, it was absolutely essential to have a fixed bed. And although it takes up a lot of space in the van, it not only creates storage space underneath, but it allows us to, you know, not have to put the bed up every night. And
sorry.
Oh, hello. And I tend to wake up before Marianne, so I can sit at the table, have a cup of coffee, check emails and things. Which is really, really good. And she's trying to come in the back door that way, which is always interesting. I'm not sure how that's going to go.
It's going to go fine.
So on the back here, we have, everyone asks us, oh, you got a DVD player with a TV that comes down? And we do, but we've never used it. It's plugged into the mains for when the van's plugged into a hookup, which we never do. But what's really cool is that our iPad actually fits in here so that it dangles down so we can watch it in bed. So above the end of the bed, we have the main control panel here. So just working through this is how you turn the electrics on or off. It also shows whether you're plugged up to the mains or not. And then you have a button here that indicates how much battery power you have left in your leisure batteries. And if you flick the switch the other way, it shows you how your main engine battery is doing. So that's really great to keep an eye on things. And then we have water levels. So if you flick it up, it shows you how much water we have in our water tank. And if you flick it down, it's got an indicator to tell you how much wastewater you have and whether or not you need to start looking at emptying it. And at the bottom you have hot water, and you also here have a shows you that the water pump is on, which feeds the shower and the sink
and the toilet. Wanted to share my toilet holder. It's actually a bungee cord. Everything in this van is dual purpose. So that's my tip for a toilet roll holder if you need one. Also the towel that we have in the bathroom with the clips that I mentioned earlier and a couple of clothes pegs. We actually peg it across the window. Nice. So you have a really, really nice night. It's nice and dark and cozy and snuggly. You don't tend to have blinds in the bathroom because obviously that's a wet room, get wet. And normally you're supposed to close the wet room door, but due to not waking each other up, A, it's a bit dodgy, and B, it's quite noisy when you're closing it and opening it. So it's more just Chris is really kind and he just gets up in the night quietly.
We also have a shower head and hot water, and the good thing is that the shower head actually reaches out of the window that you can see behind me. So if you're in remote locations, you can shower outside, which is fabulous. There was a sink in the bathroom here, but we decided to take it out because we only need one sink. So we tend to use the one in the kitchen area, which gives a bit more space here in the bathroom. At the end of the bed, we have a small shelf here because we tend to watch things like Netflix and stuff on our laptop, which we put here as well, especially when we have internet connection. The shelf is actually a little bit in the way when we lift the bed up. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at redesigning this so that it's not fixed and it comes up and down on a hinge on some kind of support. So Aaron, our friend's going to help us sort that out. We also have some more USB chargers and 12-volt chargers here. They're not actually connected up to the main engine battery. So these ones, the electric of the van has to be on for them to be powered up. And you can see a couple of fans behind us, one essential in hot weather, but also when they're on, the noise of the fan drowns out traffic noise. So they really help you get a good night's sleep. We've also got some extra storage here, where Chris keeps his earplugs because Marianne snores sometimes.
Only a little bit.
And then at the top, all the way around the back, is more storage. So we've got some clothes and bits and pieces up here.
Marianne Smalls.
Marianne's undies are kept up there. And then the middle one here, we've got maps. A lot of maps. Our medical kit, some hair clippers because Marianne cuts my hair, a wash bag with a few other bits and pieces in it, and deodorant, things like that. Yeah. And then going back above the bed, we got storage space there. We keep our coats and woolly hats in, and then my socks and pants are kept up here. And also in this cupboard, we have the Wi-Fi system from Motorhome Wi-Fi. So there is a little system up here. We put a SIM card in, and then there is a booster on the roof. So that helps keeps us online, so we can keep communicating and uploading videos whilst we're on the road. So that's really, really good. But what I think we'll probably do in a future video is go through all the equipment and bits and pieces that we finally decided to take with us and why we've taken them, because that might be really interesting for you guys. We've also got little lights above the bed, little LED lights, and we've got a hook by the bed here where we hang sort of the van keys while we're sleeping and things like that. So that's really, really, really great. So the little controller here, just above the bed, is really great. It's our LPG heating and hot water system. So the heating system is thermostated, so there's different heat settings there, and you can choose to have the hot water and the heating on, or just the hot water, or just the heating. So that's really good. And there's vents dotted around the van, which help keep the van warm. But we are fitting something very exciting in the next few weeks, a diesel heater from Planar, which we're super excited about. Because LPG we won't be using so much on the road, so we're going to, the heating whilst we're traveling is going to be from the diesel heater, and if we do get gas, we're going to use that to power up the fridge and the cooking facilities. Okay, so kitchen storage. At the top here, we tend to keep, we've got a couple of bowls, a couple of plates, our coffee mugs, coffee whitener, and knives, forks and bits and pieces are stored in the top there. And then underneath we have the drawer of bits, kitchen bits, which has got like tongs, chopsticks, lighters for the cooker, things like that, bottle openers. And then underneath there's two big cupboards here. So we tend to keep things in buckets so that it's just easier to get stuff in and out of the cupboards.
What we're going to tell you about today is the bed configuration underneath. So currently we have a Reggie bed area, as we had a dog when we first started this journey, but unfortunately he didn't make it to come with us. But we also have a storage at the back, a storage area at the back, which is our garage, which we'll show you. But we're in the process of actually reconfiguring the whole area under the bed to make it fit for purpose for our travel, proper storage, proper locking, security areas to be able to put all our tech and stuff and all our valuables when we're shipping Trudy. So there will be a video soon about the whole fixing of this bed, so subscribe and click the notification bell because that will be coming up soon. But the current setup is we have a bit of storage area at the front, garage at the back, and then just below our bed we actually have an indication monitor that somebody may have picked up on. That is actually our indicator light for our LPG tank, so it tells us how much LPG we have in the tank. It's really useful because it's very easy to go without, suddenly run out if you have to check all the time and it's external or hidden away. So yeah, we love that monitor. So this is the duffel bag that we keep our spare clothes in. We also have a dry bag that we use to put all our dirty washing in. It seals any smells away. This is the bottle cupboard to put the gas bottles in, but we use it for storage.
Another great thing is that Trudy has a awning, and we haven't actually used it a huge amount because we do a lot of wild camping. We tend not to put it out so much, but some of the places we are going are going to be extremely remote, and this is going to provide us with well needed shade, especially in places like Australia. So yeah, so this is definitely going to be used a lot more on the upcoming trip. So this is the area under the bed that we're going to be redoing over the next few weeks. But it's really, really good storage. But we won't go into too much detail at the moment because we're going to be redoing this area. So looking at the outside of Trudy, unless you're new to our channel, you will have seen the videos on when we rebranded Trudy. And she is just like, she gets so many waves when we're going down the motorway. It's like super, super fun.
So we have the LPG point there for our outdoor barbecue, and here we have for our fill-up point for LPG, and our tank is down here, which is where the spare tyre was.
And then just coming down the other side of the van, we have a vent on the side here and here. This is where we plug into the mains electric, which we haven't needed to do yet. This is where we empty the toilet cassette here, and then to fill up the water, we do it there. So that actually completes the tour of Trudy. And we are so super excited. At the time of making this video, we have about 9 weeks to go until we leave on our around the world drive. So we want you to come with us. So if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button below and the notification bell, because we want to take you with us.
Absolutely, and if you've got any questions about anything to do with Trudy, please do leave a comment below.
See you next time.
Bye.
It's what?
It's trickle charging, and it's Halloween at the moment, so it's trickle treating.
It's a very strange look. Tread cards, maps, and some other bits and pieces. Actually, there's no maps up there.
In there.
There's no maps up there.
It's stickers.
Flags is what I meant to say.
Stickers.
Okay, cut. Cut. Right.
But all of the windows in Trudy have... That's awkward. It's not... Oh.
Cut. It doesn't work. It does work. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, there it is. It's coming now.
It's because it's old and broken.
Hang on.
Oh my, she's broken it.
No, I haven't.
And we also have a map, a flag. Sorry, not a map, I've said it again.
And then the other window, it has a mechanism, so it allows you to... Oh, so awkward.